Have you ever wondered how tiny, seemingly insignificant habits can transform your life? Imagine a world where the smallest actions can generate the most monumental changes. This is the world of daily habits, a realm where the ordinary becomes extraordinary and the mundane morphs into the magical. The concept of daily habits is a simple one. It's the idea that small, consistent actions, when performed over time, can have a profound impact on our lives. Think of it as the compound interest of your life's actions. Just as a small amount of money, when invested wisely and left to grow over time, can become a substantial sum, so too can our daily habits shape our lives in ways we could never imagine. Consider the act of reading for 20 minutes each day. On its own, it seems like a small, insignificant act. But over a year, that 20 minutes a day turns into over 120 hours of reading. That's equivalent to 3 full work weeks spent expanding your mind, absorbing new ideas, and broadening your perspective. Or take the habit of taking a brisk walk every day. It may seem like a small thing, but over time, this simple act can lead to improved cardiovascular health, better mood, and even a longer life. But it's not just about the individual habits, it's about the cumulative effect of these actions. Each small habit is like a single thread. On its own, it may seem insignificant, but when woven together with other threads, they form a strong and resilient fabric that shapes our lives. The beauty of daily habits is that they are manageable, doable, and within everyone's reach. They don't require monumental effort or massive change. Instead, they rely on the power of consistency and the slow but sure progress that comes from small, steady steps. So, the question isn't whether habits have the power to change your life, but which habits you should adopt. Let's dive into the world of small, manageable changes. Picture this. Instead of attempting to scale a mountain in a single leap, we take it one step at a time. That's what small changes are all about. It's about breaking down those seemingly insurmountable goals into manageable, achievable steps. So why do small changes work better? Well, it's all about psychology. When we set out to make grand, sweeping changes, we're essentially setting ourselves up for failure. It's like trying to eat an elephant in one bite. Not only is it impossible, but the thought of it is daunting and discouraging. On the other hand, small, manageable changes have a much lower barrier to entry. They're less daunting, less intimidating. They're changes you can make right now, today, without feeling overwhelmed. And that's incredibly empowering, but there's more to it than just that. Small changes also provide us with the satisfaction of achieving small wins regularly. Each small change is a victory, a step forward towards our larger goal. And each victory, no matter how small, gives us a boost of confidence, of motivation, of momentum. It's like a snowball effect. The more small changes we make, the more momentum we build, and the easier it becomes to keep making those changes. And let's not forget the practicality of small changes. They're easier to implement, easier to stick to, and easier to measure. They're more sustainable in the long run. And as we all know, lasting change doesn't come from a one-time effort, but from consistent, sustained effort over time. So don't underestimate the power of small, manageable changes. They may seem insignificant on their own, but when added up, they can lead to big, impactful results. They're the building blocks of personal growth, the stepping stones to a better day, a better life. Remember, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So, what are some small habits that you can start today? First off, let's talk about physical health. A habit as simple as drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning can work wonders. It kickstarts your metabolism, hydrates you, and aids in digestion. Now pair this with a 10-minute stretch routine to wake your body up and get the blood flowing. you'll be surprised how much more energized you'll feel, and all it took was an extra 15 minutes. For mental health, try starting a gratitude journal. Each day, jot down 3 things you're thankful for. This practice shifts your focus to positivity, and over time, you'll find that it's easier to see the silver lining in challenging situations. And while we're on the subject of journals, why not keep a dream journal too? It's a fun way to engage your subconscious mind, and you might even stumble upon some creative ideas. Next, relationships. We all know communication is key, but it's often easier said than done. Try implementing the habit of a daily check-in with your loved ones, even if it's just a quick text to ask how their day was. This small gesture can significantly strengthen your bonds over time. Moving on to productivity, let's delve into the world of to-do lists, but not just any to-do list, a prioritized one. Every morning, jot down your task for the day, but this time, rank them based on their urgency and importance. This way, you'll have a clear focus and you'll be less likely to feel overwhelmed. Now, for personal growth, dedicate a portion of your day to learning something new. It could be a new word, a historical fact, a cooking recipe, or even a magic trick. This habit will not only keep your brain sharp, but also make you a more interesting person. Lastly, let's not forget about relaxation. Yes, relaxation is a habit too. Set aside some time each day for an activity you enjoy, be it reading, painting, or simply watching the clouds pass by. This downtime is essential for maintaining balance and preventing burnout. Remember, the key to these habits is to start small. Don't try to implement them all at once. Pick 1 or 2 that resonate with you and gradually add more as you go along. And don't be too hard on yourself if you skip a day. The aim is not perfection, but progress. These habits might seem small, but their cumulative effect can be life-changing. Consistency is the key to making this habit stick. It's a simple statement, but one that holds profound truth. The secret sauce to habit formation isn't in the flashiness of the habit or in its complexity, but in the steady, unwavering commitment to its execution. Imagine a river cutting through a rock, not through its power, but through its persistence. That's what consistency does. It carves out a clear path in our brains, a path that eventually becomes so familiar, so well-trodden, that it becomes second nature. Our brains are wired towards efficiency. They love to take the path of least resistance, to follow the familiar. When we consistently perform a habit, we're essentially training our brain to recognize this action as the new norm. We're telling it, hey, this is what we do now. And with time, the brain adapts, accepting this habit as part of our daily routine. This is the magic of neuroplasticity, the brain's incredible ability to rewire itself in response to our actions, thoughts, and experiences. But how do we maintain this consistency? Life is unpredictable, full of distractions and disruptions. Well, here's where strategies like habit stacking and using reminders come into play. Habit stacking is the practice of pairing a new habit with an existing one. Brushing your teeth in the morning, pair it with 5 minutes of mindfulness. Having a cup of coffee, pair it with jotting down 3 things you're grateful for. The existing habit serves as a trigger for the new habit, anchoring it into your routine. Reminders, on the other hand, are all about creating a visual or auditory cue that prompts you to perform the habit. It could be as simple as a sticky note on your bathroom mirror reminding you to floss, or an alarm on your phone nudging you to drink water. Remember, the journey to habit formation is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's about showing up day in and day out, even when you don't feel like it. It's about cultivating a mindset of resilience and commitment. Remember, the power of daily habits lies in their consistency, not in their complexity. So, are you ready to change your life through daily habits? That's the question we've been exploring today. We've learned that these small, seemingly insignificant actions, when performed daily, can have a profound impact on our lives. We've looked at practical habits that are easy to implement, like waking up early, drinking plenty of water, and taking time for self-reflection. We've also talked about the power of consistency. It's not about making drastic changes overnight, but about making small changes every day and sticking to them. Now, it's your turn. Start implementing these habits. Maybe you want to start with just 1 or 2, and that's perfectly okay. The important thing is to get started. And don't forget to share your progress. We're all in this together, growing and improving one day at a time. Remember, the journey towards self-improvement is a marathon, not a sprint. So, start small, be consistent, and watch as your life transforms one day at a time.